What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of Mind of the Maniac. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about back when I was 16 and I joined a band. A band called Brokenfixed. I know you heard the music at the beginning of the episode. That was just a taste of one of our songs. At this time, I would like to introduce two guests, my brother Phil and the drummer, our friend Jake.
What's up, guys? My name is Phil, Joe's brother. I play guitar in Brokenfixed.
What's up? I'm Jake. I was the drummer for Brokenfixed. The reason why I became Brokenfixed was because of my drum set. Like, I pretty much have lazy tendencies, honestly. So, like, shit would break on my drum set, and we would just, like, instead of, like, fixing it or saving up money, we would just, like, duct tape it together. Mm-hmm. So I'd have, like, drum pedal I'm trying to play with, and the thing's just, like, it's just, like, hanging off, like, not trying to, like, you know, play right or whatever, and then we'd duct tape that together, and then we'd fix this, and so it was, like, still, it was broke, but it was actually fixed temporarily. I'd even have been, like, 2001 going into 2002, because we were still skating back then.
It started, not to steal Tom's thunder, the bass player, he's basically like the proprietor of the entire band. Like, the band wouldn't have been anything without him. Like, he was the whole thing. A friend of ours, Mark Munyon, at the time, had bought a bass guitar, and we all went to his house. We would go over there for like bonfires and stuff, and he just had a bass guitar in his basement. Tom's never really played an instrument in his life, like, consistently or seriously, and he picked up the bass, and he just, like, immediately loved it, and he bought the bass off of Mark that night. Like, bought it off of him when Mark just bought it.
Now it's all starting to come together.
Yeah. From there, Tom wanted to start a band. So my schedule at the time wasn't great, and I just didn't want to commit to it. But they started playing in Jake's basement, and it was basically Tom and Jake, and then Chris Nowak. You remember? Band actually started with the three of you guys.
I don't even remember Chris Nowak playing with us?
For, like, I think it was like a couple
of
weeks.
Was he playing bass?
Guitar.
Oh, guitar.
Yeah, Tom was on Tom's bass. And
he did play guitar for a little bit. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it was the three of you guys just, like, jamming and messing around. I guess part of me was like, oh, this could be real. You know what I mean? Like, so I thought, I didn't really commit to it because I was like, this is just going to be another stupid thing that we just do. And then, then it's done. But then I saw you guys, like, you guys never really wrote any songs or anything. You just kind of jammed. And I was like, oh, I like that. So then I started coming around, and then he stopped. I think Nowak stopped coming around for probably the same reasons.
Yeah.
He was like, just too busy. That's when I think you went to your dad and were like, hey, we want to do this for real. Like, can we... He didn't want it in the house anymore. It was too loud.
Yeah, it was too loud.
Yeah.
Because he was sick of me playing the drums down there for like friggin' 4 years or 3 years or whatever it was.
Yeah, and then we would play for hours.
I'm young, I don't know, and Tom doesn't know either, but he knows more than me. He's like, yeah, let's play some punk music. And I'm like, I don't even know anything about how to play this, what to do, how I'm supposed to do anything. I had a set that my cousin had gave me. It was a little cheap set. He may not have known, like, everything when he started, but he, like, starts to research it and find out about it, and he'll just figure everything out. Once Phil decided to join in, my dad basically kicked us out the house because it was too loud. We went into the shed.
And at some point, something sparked in Tom, and he just took off. Like, he always excels at everything that he does, so he just took off past us, and next thing you know, he was just showing up to band practices with, like, new songs. But we were practicing 3-4 days a week for like 4 hours at a time. It
started to get crazy. Back then, it was just raw, fast shit. Like, we were ahead of our time. Like, straight up. Like, we were playing music that, like, probably like 8 years later, people were, like, loving. You know what I mean? It was just fast all the time. We were playing 3-4 days a week. You know what I mean? To the point where it's just, everything's just like 100,000 miles, like, and you're just like drumming, and like Phil's over here trying to play guitar, and he's like it's just going crazy. Everybody's just going nuts.
None of us knew how to play music, and I think at the end of it, the only one that knew how to play music after the fact was Tom. Well, I mean, you, and then you were joining other bands and stuff like that. But as we're playing and we're trying to figure out how to, like, be a band early on, we're going to say circa 2001.
Yeah, right around there.
We wrote probably a whole album of songs and never had a singer. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Because we couldn't figure out where we were. Like, we weren't punk enough for punk, and like pop punk was real big at the time. And we weren't, and hardcore, like that scene, the scene kids, that was real big at the time. We were like
breakdowns and stuff.
Yeah, we were like right in between. Tom had like full lyrics written out for songs, and like people would hear our band and are just like, I don't know about that. So we had like a couple people try to sing for us, and it like wasn't working. And then one day I remember like me and Tom were talking, and we're like, I mean, like Joe's not doing anything. Like Joe's like 15, 16 years old. I mean, he don't do anything other than wrestle, like backyard wrestle. Like maybe he'll want to do it. I guess we were still in the shed, and we had Joe come into the shed. Like he would come in with his giant kickwear pants, like ball necklaces, and you know everybody out there remembers the ball necklaces. He would sing Tom's lyrics because he would fit like 1,000 words into like one bar.
4 hours in my shed, like I said earlier, just 1,000 miles an hour. Well, when you get a singer, and Joe's young, you know, he doesn't know exactly how all this is supposed to go. He's just basically Tom's basically just like, see these lyrics, sing them now.
Make them fit.
Like this, I don't care. Make them fit. And
we would play 2-minute songs, and Joe would maybe have like 10-second breaks, maybe twice
seriously.
in the song.
I don't even know how I breathe.
No.
Like,
Joe was straining himself so much that he was like going outside to throw up. Like,
being 15, and I think you asked me.
I'm pretty sure I asked you because you were trying to be in other bands.
Yeah.
You were trying to start other bands.
Yeah,
and they weren't. Like all your friends were your age, and
so
I
nobody
think
was
they weren't serious.
about anything. And I remember the first song that I sang was "I've Been Around." I think it was.
I've been around. Yeah.
I've been around.
I am an obnoxious bastard, and I will always be that way. I won't listen to your comments, and I'll say anything I want to say. Cause I've been around, I've seen it all. Right there, now watch you fall.
Well, guys, I mean, he keeps showing up. Like nobody else.
I mean, no, I get it. I was 15. I was your little brother. Like,
yeah. Nobody else. Well, that was your nickname in the band, little brother.
Yeah. I lost my voice a lot of the time trying to scream and fit all these lyrics in the song. And then I would always have headaches. Like 10 minutes into band practice, I would have like a headache immediately.
For sure. Yeah.
And then we would expect you to keep singing these songs for 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, just the proper, safe way to do it.
Yeah,
We're
I just
yelling
did
in the mic.
The way I heard it, like, on other songs.
This is how I think it's supposed to sound. I'm just gonna scream my brains out on the fucking mic.
I remember Tom would tell Joe.
Tom
would tell Joe, "You got to get it from your diaphragm." And Joe's like, "I only know one way to make sound come out of my body."
Like I'd be out of breath before like that one line was done.
And what was even crazier about it is that when you were practicing with us, when we would practice for 4 hours, it was already fast.
Yeah.
So when we transformed in the show, we played it even faster.
Yeah, at the shows it was like
it was way worse. Vocals, nothing. It was like, all right, we're Brokenfixed, and then it was just like, ah!
One song that you brought up was "A Living Tomorrow," I think it was, where I actually did help write.
Everything's a gift to me, another thought, chance me. Gonna make this moment day. Will I live or will I stay? Gonna be my life today. Searching pleasure, shades of gray. Living tomorrow's like dying today. Long as thinking a lot's way.
Tom wanted me to, you know, have some influence into something as far as lyrics, and I wrote some lyrics that a 16-year-old would probably write.
Right.
And I gave them to Tom, and he, you know, moved them around, changed them up a little bit, but I actually had a little bit of influence in that song.
Yeah. Because we moved from the shed to your bedroom.
That's right.
Because we got kicked out of your house to the shed.
Was it because your dad needed the shed, or was it because it was loud?
It was too loud. Neighbors were complaining. So we got kicked. So we got kicked out of the shed for 4 hours.
It probably got bad for your neighbors when, like, you know, the vocals got into it.
Yeah, probably even worse.
And you gotta remember, we all had decent equipment, and Joe was literally singing through a karaoke machine. Like, he didn't have an amp, we didn't have a PA.
You probably didn't even hear me as you guys were playing.
He was singing through a karaoke machine.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I was a little iffy on having the band move to my room. Actually, at first, you had to like convince me.
Oh, we had to convince you, and our main influence was you'll have a drum set in your room.
And you're not wrong, because that was the point in time where I learned to play drums.
Yeah.
But while we were in my bedroom, that was the time we decided to actually do like would you call it professional recording? Like
With the sock on the mic?
semi-professional recording with Chris Shank?
So Chris Shank was he was at that time when we first met him, he was either still in college or right out of college. He was a sound engineer. So
I didn't know much about him.
neither did I. Tom didn't know him either. Tom like found him through Craigslist or something. And basically he was doing freelance work to build a portfolio. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we got that for
Recording
free,
for
I
free?
think. One day at practice, Jake was getting the itch to play shows. He's
Yeah.
like, what are we doing this for? I remember we were sitting outside your bedroom, we're outside in the backyard. Jake's like, what are we doing this for? Like, you know, we started this, we said we didn't want to play shows, but like, and I'm speaking as Jake, but I want to play shows. Like, I want to show people this music, I want to get out there and I want to like experience that. And then we were just like, nah. Now me, I just was not confident in myself, so I was like, whatever.
I was,
you know,
I liked the idea of, like at the time I remember being
Yes.
excited at the idea of playing a show.
Yeah.
same. And that's when Tom was just like, fine, you want to play shows, you handle it.
Yeah. You met somehow, one of you or Tom, I want to say it was you, met Brett from Max the Dork.
Because he had his
Because
record
he,
label.
he ran the, 401 Records. He ran the Brenner's Brew stuff.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, we played with Max the Dork. Yeah, I think that was the first show. And we did a lot of shows with him. It was a coffee house.
It was a
Yeah.
coffee house.
Like a little coffee house.
Super small.
Bridgeton.
In Bridgeton, New Jersey.
Yeah.
I just remembered what our second show was. It was that CD store, that record store. In
That's in Blackwood.
Blackwood.
It's right up the street.
Yeah.
It's still there. It's not a record store, I don't think, but it's
Not anymore.
I think it's like a comic shop
Yeah,
or something.
I remember- you'll remember
something
this.
like that.
Tom made me a shirt.
It
It was
was
a white T-shirt and wrote in Sharpie, "I can't sing" on it.
real big.
And I wore it during our set.
Which I hope I have a picture on my computer or on the
Yeah.
hard drive
Yeah.
because then you can flash that up at that point. But
I remember we played like 4 songs.
were we late to that show?
We
I
might
feel
have
like
been a
something
little
was
late. 'Cause
rushed.
when we got there, I think the Scandals were playing.
Is that what? That's when we met the Scandals.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I love the Scandals. They were so
They
good.
were so good.
I still love their songs.
Oh yeah,
But I remember sweating so much that the Sharpie got all over me.
yeah.
Like I was covered in blue stuff all over the place.
Remember when he took his shirt off? His whole chest was.
Yeah, it was
but
blue.
but it was Sharpie though, so it was like
Yeah.
it was there for a while.
Yeah.
Billiards. Yeah, Brickline Billiards.
Probably.
That was kind of like in the middle, maybe towards the height of.
You could
our-
talk about that.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
funny.
like after a few.
Because that
bands.
we had a little bit of a following going. Like
Yeah.
we would walk into a venue and like everybody, and by everybody I mean like 30
whole-
people would be like, "Hey!"
That was like a punk show.
Yeah,
so
and
people
there
loved
was-
us
Oh,
yeah,
there.
Oh,
people
yeah.
loved us there.
I got mad at you at that show, but that was my. It wasn't my fault that the song got messed up, but it was my fault that I got mad at you because like. Who cares?
Yeah,
I was,
yeah.
But that goes back to what I was saying about Tom and me, where he learned pretty quickly, like he couldn't joke with me because I was too uptight.
It started to get
You know what I mean?
serious. Like it
I
started to
missed
get
out
where
a
if you
little.
fucked up on a song, it was like, Jesus Christ. Or if I fucking dropped sticks,
We were
or
really hard on
I mean, we
ourselves.
were super hard. It was
We were,
1,000
but-
miles an hour the whole time of the band. It
Yeah.
never stopped. It
But
was
like at this time, like especially that show specifically, we were already playing some shows, and it
Yeah.
wasn't much, but I think we were making a little bit of money.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
No.
Scandals did.
Scandals
Scandals
did.
headlined.
yeah.
Did they get us that show?
Brett opened, so I think Brett did.
Okay.
But we
So
were
for a
already
long
friends
show.
with the Scandals.
Yeah.
We were all kind of playing together.
Yeah.
I don't think the Scandals ever became like a 401 band, but maybe they did. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I remember we were late because we couldn't find the place.
Yeah, I remember us going up and down that road.
We
We,
walked
passed
it-
it like a million times.
We walked in the front door and as Brett's breaking the drums down.
Yeah.
And I remember Brett, first thing he said was, he's like, you guys ready to set up? And we're like, yeah. And then he just goes, well, I hope you're ready because the sound in this place sucks. And I was like, and then I remember thinking in my head,
Oh, it's horrible.
our sound sucks anyway, so who cares? So that,
Same thing.
Yeah.
That you watch the recording later because that's on YouTube too.
Yeah, yeah.
And as soon as it starts, it's just like it's you going.
Yeah.
but you don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Breakline Billiards.
That was the best. That was one of the best
That
shows.
was one of my favorite
Yeah.
shows. And he couldn't set drums up the same way every time.
And this was also when Jake just threw his drum set in the back of his pickup truck.
I did.
No
yeah.
bags, no breakdown.
No bags. It
Literally,
took me years to get bags.
we would pick the
Years.
whole bass drum, toms, everything up.
Yeah.
Like, pedal hanging off, and we'd just pick it up and we'd just put it in the back of the
Lazy
Dodge
tendency.
Ram pickup.
I'm like, this truck can handle them drums.
He
He
would-
would throw it back there.
he
I
would
threw it back in my car. I threw the whole set in my car.
We'll
my
never
drum
break
set,
anything down.
whatever.
He would be driving down the street with a full set-up drum set in the bed of his truck. That was the first show that I got nervous, and I think I got.
That might have been our biggest crowd.
It was,
Like,
and I got.
There's a lot of people there.
Well,
yeah.
I got nervous because I realized that the people there knew our songs.
Yeah.
So now I'm in my head going,
They're gonna know if we fuck up.
exactly. So I'm like, they're gonna fucking know.
Yeah.
And that is when I got really nervous, and I'm pretty sure that was the birth of Phil Buckets. The first song or two, I was so sick I couldn't even stand up, so I sat on a table playing punk music, throwing up into a trash can. I'm
So-
like,
For those watching who doesn't know what Phil
so
Buckets is,
ridiculous.
Phil would puke at like all these shows, so he would have. It was almost like a gimmick. He would have to bring a bucket with him.
Yeah, I think Brandy or somebody bought me a random bucket, and then every show I would go to, people would give me stickers, and I would start just put stickers on my bucket, and that was my gimmick.
But like,
To be fair, yeah, I wasn't throwing up. It would be like a dry heave, a little bit of liquid, some stomach bullshit.
That makes you think of D from Always Sunny when she tries to do stand up.
Yeah, it's not-
So as far as the gimmicks thing, you had the bucket. I remember one show, I guess it was our first show. This was around the time I used to wear a derby,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
around, like in real life. I would just wear a derby.
Yeah, we got a couple good pictures of that.
Yeah, so like I wore a derby for real, but then I also decided to wear this Leatherface shirt I had.
Yeah.
And then
your
Tom-
red Dickie shorts.
My red Dickie shorts. Tom was like,
I think
"That's a good look."
You wrestled your first arena show in that outfit.
That's a good look.
Segue.
Tom was like, "That's a good look. You should wear that shirt every show."
Yeah.
And either my horns would be up or I'd wear a derby. Tom hated a lot of things, but he loved that I wore a derby for some reason.
Because it was like old school punk, but it had no business being in our band.
I know.
Yeah, we had Holly Bowl were good shows.
Holly Bowl.
Came around.
And I would get in mosh pits
Yeah,
with a microphone that had a cord on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Joe was out there. The outdoor show was fun. There wasn't a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Delran at the
The VFW.
That was a really good show. So that show was, you were late.
Oh,
You
Tom
were
was
late.
real mad at you, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
because I think you
Look,
went out the
like,
night before or
I
something.
did.
You got real
because
drunk.
It was at the point where you gotta understand. When
And I
I'm
think
in
you
this
slept at
band,
somebody's
I love that you always start these stories. We gotta understand.
Listen,
You gotta
you gotta
understand. I
understand.
was
You gotta understand.
21 years old.
No, I'm not even gonna say that. I dealt with a lot of stress in this band, especially Tom. Get there,
yeah,
and then
you
like
know.
he's so mad at me. He's like, "This is important. We're signed. We have to be here at a certain time."
Signs a 401
Yeah, we're
record.
signed a 401 record. You're late. We're all here early, and yeah, so what, dude?
Because I think we had to
I was-
load all your stuff
Okay,
too.
you might have. All right, whatever,
Yeah.
dude. Give me a
had
break.
to do work.
24 years old, coming to a fucking show. I felt like shit that day too. Down a little huddle, and I'm getting yelled at by you. I'm getting yelled at by Tom, and it's like we did not need to take this show that serious. Straight up, it wasn't like the. Maybe a little serious, but the Defert show was even more serious than that show. Holly Bowl was more serious than that. That's like.
Well,
it
I
was
think
just like,
we took it. We were
Yeah.
trying to take it more seriously because it was our first outdoor show at a new location, new
Yeah.
crowd. So it was
Yeah.
important to make an impression to get that territory, to get
Right.
that following.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That was a fun show.
That was a good
That
show.
was when there was like
we had
4 or
a
5
solid-
kids like
yeah,
moshing in
it.
front. Yeah,
Yeah.
moshing kids.
I think that may have been the best show we played.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like musically, like our shit was together. I feel like we hit everything on point. You as a front man, you were moving around back and forth,
Yeah.
like you were like getting
for
into it.
feeling
You were
like
getting into
shit,
kids'
I beasted
faces.
that fucking show for
You did.
feeling like
Yeah.
shit, and I don't even care.
So that one time we played in Manhattan.
Yeah, I was gonna say something
That
about
Yes.
that had the potential to be so much cooler than it was.
Yes,
I love that
agree.
we still did it.
I do too, because that was the very first time I ever went to New York City.
And that's the thing. Like I don't look at that show as a fail on our part because
No, it wasn't our fault.
we got booked
Yeah.
by a promotion company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A promotion
we did what we
company
had to
booked
do.
these bands, and I always describe this show as it was a joint band practice with our girlfriends there. Like that's
Yeah,
what it was.
yeah.
It was all the bands basically played for each other
Yeah.
and our family. Like, that was all that it was.
funny.
It
But
was
yeah,
awesome to see that.
the New York show was cool because like we played with good bands that I really liked, like Curvin.
Do you guys remember the show in Delaware?
Oh, of course I do.
This was
Yeah,
like
I
the
have
metal
no
show
idea.
we got booked on.
I had a
I vaguely remember.
You
I had
might
a-
start when Phil tells his.
I had a Bill O'Reilly meltdown at that show. I never had a lot of money or any money to like put into my instruments and stuff. So like if I wanted something new or newer or just different, I had to like save up, or Tom would buy it for me and I would pay him back, which was mostly what happened. I needed a new guitar because I was playing this like just real crummy, just like Epiphone guitar. It just was not a good guitar. So I needed something. So Tom was like, "Oh, this Jackson guitar is really cool. Jackson's a good name, and it had like cool features on it or whatever." For the guitar players out there, it had a Floyd Rose bridge. So, and I didn't bring backup guitars with me. I just had the one. So for the people that play the Floyd Rose, know that if you break a string, it's over. You are done. You can't just slap a string on it, tune it up, and you're done. You can't. It's a whole process to tune a Floyd Rose guitar. So I broke a string.
This was a metal show. We weren't a metal band.
Yeah, we weren't a
So
metal band.
like the crowd there wasn't really into it.
Yeah. Anyway, I broke a string, and I'm standing there, and I just, arms went down. I took my guitar, grabbed it by the neck, and in one motion, I took it off of me and I threw it. I just threw the guitar. And then I walked off stage, and I sat down and watched my band finish the song and play like a whole other song without me. I was the guitar player. So it was Joe singing, Jake on drums,
Drum,
Tom on
bass,
bass.
and
That was it. Tom, bass vocals to a thrash punk speed band. Like it's
Yeah.
very guitar driven. Even though Tom played that bass like an electric
did.
guitar. Tom was very
Bleeding fingers and all.
Oh God, he would rip his finger, like he was so good on bass. So I walk up to one of the bands, and they're metal guitarists, so they have more than one guitar. And I remember I went up to the lead singer, Skidmark, and I was like, literally, like he's in his gimmick, side stage, like his hair's on his face and everything. And I was like, hey man, get an extra guitar I could borrow? And he just turned around and looked at me and goes, are you gonna throw it? I'm like, dude, I would never throw your guitar. And he'd be like, okay. And he like let me take his guitar.
I don't know. I was in a weird point in life, I guess. I was, 17.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you were developing more of your own interests.
more about it, just
Girls.
me, at this time, maybe I was like 17, 18. And at this time, we were taking our backyard wrestling thing as serious as we could.
Yeah.
And I just remember, for one reason or another, I wasn't having fun anymore.
Yeah.
And there would be times where I just dreaded going to practice.
Well, it was your role in the band was very exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, you gotta remember, we were a band for
Yeah.
a couple of years.
A lot.
And you started with us.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
and it just wasn't your scene
Yeah.
anymore. You didn't see a future in it. So
Yeah.
you were just like, well, I want to.
Like, in my mind, I
were
want
you just like, I'm done, like, I can't do this anymore?
I don't want to
basically?
pursue this because, like, in my mind, I'm like, wrestling's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
that's when I
Yeah.
kind of started to break away from this music to put my time. I mean, it was backyard wrestling before I was trained, but like,
Right, yeah.
look,
yeah.
I'm gonna put my time into it. Like,
Look,
Yeah,
look
sure.
where you are now.
Yeah,
look-
look,
sure.
look, and look what happened.
we get booked on the show at the Deptford skating rink in Deptford,
We
New
were
Jersey.
invited. We didn't fight to get on the show. We
We were
booked.
invited, we were booked,
Yeah.
and then it turns out apparently this girl who booked the show double booked it.
Like overbooked everything.
Overbooked.
Yeah.
There was like how many bands were booked for this
Oh, there was
thing?
a ton of bands on
There was two stages set up. So
Yeah.
one band was playing
The other
on
was
one
already
stage,
ready
the other
to
one
go.
was already breaking down around,
Yeah.
moving out, another band coming in.
We kept getting pushed
Yeah.
back. So I remember we loaded all the shit in.
Because we were supposed to play early and
We
we
were,
done.
yeah.
Yeah.
We bring your drum set and stuff in, and on top of all this, there's a band there, or at least people that are friends with the band there, that I had issues with.
Yeah.
Like serious issues, like physicality
Like there's
issues.
already been fights.
Yeah, there's already been
There's
fights,
already been-
drama, high school drama.
Yeah.
There was a fear of a big fight breaking out. So on top of all this, we had to sit there for what, like 4 hours, 5 hours, and watch.
I
all
had
the
enough
equipment that we
time. I
brought
forgot
in.
my sticks. I had enough time to go back to my house and come back to
Well,
the
the other
We had like stacks and stacks of these demos for our band. So me and Bill, and maybe Doug too, were walking around passing our demos out to like everybody. And then the sister of one of the guys I had an issue with was going around stealing these demos and throwing them in the trash. That was like the start of that. And then a good friend of mine that I haven't talked to in years, but he was at the show, me and him were talking, and there was like a pit going on. And I remember literally walking away from him, and then I turn around, and there's like 6 dudes beating this guy up for like no reason.
Oh, he was one of your friends.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like literally it's at the point where like I think I'm gonna get jumped and I don't care. I'm like, if you want to fight me now. I'm not gonna
Actually,
wait for you to
yeah.
sneak punch me.
the headlining band was Days Like These, right? Okay. They
Not,
were,
yeah.
Things like these.
Yep.
It was like a stupid high school beef that,
Yeah.
Escalated into what it
on
was.
some levels, some levels,
I don't
not so
even know
much
how-
with us,
I don't
but
even
then
know
a
how it
little more
got there.
serious. Yeah.
Like-
I remember we had to keep Joe calm throughout the night because Joe's like, I'm gonna get involved. I'm like, don't get involved, just let it go. Like, we're outnumbered here. I remember watching Joe. It was at a skating rink. I'm seeing Joe walk across the skating rink floor. And he's by himself, and he's not walking towards us, and something's gonna happen. Joe proceeds to walk out into the middle of this thing with all these kids that don't like him, and half of them don't even know why they don't like you. They just don't like you because
Yeah.
their friends don't like you. Center of the band, faced the band, and just stood there, arms crossed like this. In the middle of the pit. Just stood there.
I got kicked a couple times by those,
Yeah.
kicks
And
all
I'm
that stuff. but
I'm
whatever.
watching because now I didn't join because Joe could take care of himself. I was ready to go in if anything happened. But I'm side stage standing next to the speaker, so Joe's not far from me. He's slow build of kick to Joe's back, punch to Joe's back, a little push from behind, and the whole time Joe just standing there like. And the next thing I know, Joe just starts moshing / grabbing kids and basically flooring them. He's grabbing them,
forgot
spinning
about
them
this.
around, throwing them on the ground. I want to say Joe probably threw maybe 3 or 4 kids around. And at that point, I think everybody was like, oh shit.
So that was the drama of
It
the
just
night.
got outrageous. Like,
did.
It was just supposed to be a
so
show. and
Nothing
then all this
broke out.
craziness happened.
Nothing broke out like after that. It was kind of sort of done, as far as the physicality of it.
Yeah.
And then time went on, and we're still waiting to play.
Yeah, we haven't played yet.
We haven't played yet.
You still haven't played.
It's like hours past.
So then,
when
if
we were
I'm not
supposed to play.
mistaken, the girl that like promoted this show comes over to us.
She wanted to bump us off the show.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, do you guys mind if days like these play and you guys don't?
Yeah, they might not.
She's like,
play.
they're headlining,
Yeah.
and we're out of time. And then Tom was like, we were bumped 4 times. Everybody is there to see this band play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the
Every
most
single
hilarious part
person
of it
A
all.
lot
is
of
there
people
to
are
see
Everyone there is
this
there to
band
see
play.
them headline this band.
We knew literally there were 4 people there to see us, right? So we were like,
I know. Crazy as shit.
there was probably a couple hundred people there.
Oh my
maybe
god.
maybe
They're all there to see this band.
maybe 150 people there
Yeah.
to see this band.
It's just insane.
And we told the promoter, nah, we're not giving up our
Yeah,
spot.
no, we're not giving up our
And they
spot.
let us go on. They
Yeah.
didn't kick us. They didn't like
Yeah.
any other promoter would be like too bad.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, pretty
This
much.
was like a
They
young
could've-
girl.
They could have been
Yeah.
like, well,
Dealing
fuck
with
you then.
4
you're not-
men, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So we were like, we're like, no. So we go, we set up, and the bass player for that band introduced us. He walked out.
Like,
He
you
walked
guys,
in.
sorry we can't play, so,
Yeah, sorry we can't play it, but I hear these guys are pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
So like, have a good night. And then Tom immediately grabbed the mic and was like, here's your walkout music! Everybody get ready to...
And we only got like through 3 songs, right?
So pissed off. Jake had a
Yeah.
giant mohawk.
Yeah.
Like,
We were very, very aggressive.
we were so mad.
So angry.
So we came out hard. Like, then the second song, like, oh, I broke a string.
During when we're playing, I'm smashing Brokenfixed demos over my head
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
and my friend's head.
Breaking them.
Like,
Joe's frisbeeing demos into the crowd as
Yeah.
they're walking out.
and the crowd's booing us, by the way.
they cut our sound.
Yeah, they cut the sound.
So now you just hear you and Tom screaming
And then
and
Jake
drums.
drums.
You just hear
Yeah.
drums and you and Tom screaming.
Well, I remember as soon as like we were actually done, Jake threw his drum set.
I think, yeah.
Jake got up
He was on like an elevated
Yeah,
plank
Yeah.
thing.
like a
and
pedestal.
threw-
He got
I
up
think
and threw,
I just threw
you threw
everything.
your whole drum set off the podium, and then you threw your sticks in the air.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what happened after all that because as soon as we were done, as soon as the drum set hit the floor,
That was like a blur.
I walked out of the building and I just sat. I sat down outside for like 20 minutes because I had to like breathe because I was just like angry. And that was the last show I ever played.
Yeah, and
Way
during
to go out.
the end of it all, when everybody left and we were all walking back, one guy, Googs, came
Googs.
over and was like, "Hey guys, that was great. That was great."
He's like, you guys.
The final like symbolic, actual like
Yeah.
The
fully together Brokenfixed
the
show.
variation with you in it, yeah. We
Yeah.
did,
And then
we
after
did
that,
continue with
you
just
did
the three
continue.
of us. But if we were going to end it on any show or any
That's
situation,
the show to end it on.
I think it couldn't have ended better.